And good morning, everybody. It's Bob here from Thrust. That video that you guys just watched there, that was when we went to Florida. That was Richard Gunter chasing one of us with the quad with our wings. So I'm just chilling today. Got a bunch of stuff going on with the other family stuff. Everybody left and had to work and then everything like that. So I'm kind of stuck here at the house alone for a few hours before I take off or something. So I'm just gonna try to catch up with some stuff, and I'll share with you what I'm doing. I may even try to build a quad. I mean, completely from scratch, like taking it out the box and see, maybe how fast I can do it. I can do it in our allotted time. Yeah, let me show you guys kind of what I got going on here. So we got Dennis doesn't work on his stuff. We pretty much do everything for Mr. Dennis. Here, let me move this box out of the way. There we go. So he didn't get any video equipment when he ordered his. So he ordered some stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish building his mini recruit for him. He's seen how much fun me and Donnie were having with him. He had to have one too. Yep. So it's set up. It's got his R9 in it. It just doesn't have anything video. No VTX. No nothing. So that should be quick. Something we can talk about. This is Lily sent me one of these Nadiki Freestyle 235 frames, the QX that she has. I flew it, had fun with it. I put the Strix, the new Strix motors that they're out. There's the 22, I think they're 2207s, but they are the 1700 kV. So yeah, I run 6S on this. This is my first 6S quad. Um, eh, I like the quad fly is pretty good. It feels great, but the whole 6S thing with the extra weight of it and everything, I didn't, I think it was maybe been a waste of money, maybe my venture of it. I could be wrong, I haven't put it on a race quad and actually seen if you get an extra 30 seconds out of it in a race or something, but yeah. I like it. I did put the 55 amp, the new T motor, AIO, ESC down there, and it's got the brand new Bardwell flight controller. Had a good experience with all of it, and everything was pretty easy. The only thing I would say that I kind of regret or wish I had made a different purchase on was the camera. It's very cloudy, and you know what I mean. It just isn't my preference for my kind of stuff. And that was the Sparrow, the new Sparrow. I've had pretty good luck with Sparrows in the past. I don't know why this one just is. I don't know if I've been just using the FXT equipment for so long that I'm expecting to see that, but not too bad, in every other respect. I still got a silly old original Pagoda on there. But yeah, it did pretty good. I don't have any flight video really. But yeah, it was really cool. Feels like a 4S pretty much. Even though you drop the KE down to 1700. The ESC, it felt to me like maybe the all-in-one side of the ESC, I'm not getting full power that I used to get. But I expected a little bit more power from it than what it got. The next thing I'm going to do is another Screech. I like these Strix frames that they got here, these freestyle ones. I can actually use this one for racing too. It's kind of short. It's not too tall. I was goofing around and I was thinking about putting my run cam, whatchamacallit, in there. But yeah, it doesn't fit anyways in any extent. There's just no room for all that circuit board and everything in there for the split. Inside this build, I've got the kit for the Hobby Wing. I got the full Hobby Wing kit. I'm trying to figure out what the ESC amperage was. It doesn't say on there. I think this is like 60 amp. Yeah, it's a 60 amp. So I have I got a 60 amp, and it has a 80 amp burst. So that means within I wouldn't take it 10 seconds. I would take it like 6 seconds to keep your stuff okay. Yeah, you got so pretty much 80 amps. So if you take the 80 amps and you divide it by 4, not all of them are equally going to be the same amperage, but I think we get way more power out of individual ESCs than what we get out of these. But then again, we end up over pushing our equipment at the same time. But I'm in it for the thrill, for the quads. Looks like somebody's trying to get our attention here. Oh, hi Belinda, how you doing? I see she's up. How is it doing in Texas? Yeah, I flew it. I flew it over. I flew the Mini Recruit over at. There was a race, a buggy racing event, around town here, and I brought the quad to chase those buggies while they were racing, and then I flew the plane for everybody above the heads and stuff while I was wrestling with the other one. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour out. I got boxes of stuff that I've never opened that we're supposed to. At one point, either get a review or I'm supposed to build something with it or whatever. So we're gonna go through what I got here. Now we know why the GoPro's down here on the bench. I don't know if you guys can see the crack in it right down the center. That was actually a lens I just bought and replaced it from Amazon. It was, it said it would fit GoPro, but probably 2 hours after I put it on there, the thing was broken. Just didn't even use it. So I went and got a real GoPro brand lens kit. Another chunk of money. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put the new lens on the GoPro. This is what I'm kind of jazzed about. I'm gonna hook this up to the BL Hilly 32, and then I'm gonna show you everything. We're gonna adjust the motor timing. For my wings and stuff, anything that we have wing related to help out with our launch, I recommend having your motor timing, since you can with the 32 but adjust it somewhere between 23 and 24. A lot of people when they're launching, they're underpowered, or you know what I mean, they're not in the projecting enough right up front power that they want, you know what I mean, instantaneously without having errors. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how to do all that with this stuff. But this is amazing. Look at the quality. This is the FR Sky 60 amp 32-bit Neuron. Obviously it's for planes. It's really, really good. It's got this tough aluminum case. It's got 4 standoffs, of course. You can see it's got a surge protector in there. You got a cap, you got MOSFETs, tons of MOSFETs in there, and then you got a few processors. So we are really excited. I think we're going to end up putting this in one of our Dracs. So when we go out for a long ride, we can actually analyze it. It has telemetry, so we can also analyze the data as what you would do other things. So this is big for us Thrust guys. We're kind of excited to have this. Thank you. Another thing that I got, you guys probably noticed that I ended up putting Strix motors on the dicky frame, and then I got no motors on my Strix frame. So that's the reason why I did that was everybody's been talking about the new Zing motors. I know you guys have probably seen them all over the place. I'm trying to get this to the good camera for you. I got the 2207 2450s. Yep, I got the 2450. So this is definitely going to be a high RPM 4-inch. It's going to draw a little bit of amps, I'm sure. So we're going to end up pushing it. So out of the box, you got projectiles, which is a bag of screws. Look, they even put look, check this out, guys. They got Loctite on the motor mount screws. Thank you, iFlight. That is freaking awesome. So it looks actually pretty good. It looks like a stainless steel shaft. It does have the Allen wrench here so that you can tighten it without having to pinch the bell with the pliers. Wow, it is pretty. It is really smooth. The clicks aren't very hard, but it is very smooth. Looks like it's got the N52 bearing in there. So that's always a plus for us. It feels actually, for the size, like the width of it, it actually feels kind of light. I expect it to be a little heavier. It must be aluminum. Wires look like they're on there pretty good. Nice, good windings. Nothing strayed, frayed, nothing nuts. It actually looks like a really well-made motor. So I wanted to try these out. My prediction are that it's going to probably be pretty smooth after spinning it. It's going to, it's going to be nice and smooth. Less vibration. So we got 4 of those guys, and we're going to put them on said Strix Screech. Yeah. And where that's going to again be hobby wing powered by their stack with the 60 amp ESC. So we're going to increase the amps a little bit. We got the Cricket V2. I'm going to end up putting this Cricket V2, one of them, inside of the Mini Recruit down there. And then I'm going to, keep another one for stock. Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll do one if anybody wants to say something. Any questions? Send me a message. Send me an instant message if you guys are on my friends list, if you want me to respond right away. The beeping that you hear is, we're going to fly at the big field and everything tomorrow, so I'm charging batteries. So the ISDT charger here beeps every time forever until you take them off the actual machine. Put my charger batteries in the basket. I don't like to put my batteries on the ground. I find entertainment, that's ground. Probably isn't the best thing for a battery. So, Yep. For you guys that haven't seen the shop before, this is Thrust. Even with the, you know, the bullets in the heads over there. The workstation. There's a few planes. There's some more planes over here. And there we go. Now you can get both. So, there we go. So this is kind of a bummer with the GoPros. Sounds like we just lost one of our targets behind me. And some tiny screws. The kit actually comes, the kit I bought before, it actually comes with the screwdriver that's made for taking the GoPro apart. So it's a $20 kit. And it comes with everything. I actually, this thing over here, this kit over here I bought a while ago, it comes with a screen protector. Get some alcohol wipes or whatever. But these in the side of the bag, these are screen protectors. We all know what those are. Yeah, I think a lot of you guys do the ND filters the same way. I don't use ND filters. We got beautiful skies here. I want to see all of it. So I guess I'm going to throw these old screws away, because it's probably going to come with, if it's like the other kit I got off Amazon, it's going to be everything included. Oh, there's one more. What's weird is we have to replace the lenses and stuff on these things, but how resilient these Session 5s really are. I mean, I've hit this thing really hard in some places. Oh, it looks like the packaging is extreme. And it all ejects out the bottom. So there's the O-ring. New O-ring. The new screws. And an empty container. So here's the new lens. This is kind of how this one came out of this cracked one came out of the Amazon kit. The glass is already set inside, and you peel this back piece off, but you don't want to do that because you want to get your fingers onto it right before you do it. So here, you can see the GoPro there. Oh, well, I guess that's trash now. I don't know if I need to replace this O-ring, or, I mean, should I even go through the point of the effort of it? Now I got two sets of GoPro screwdrivers. Okay. We're going to replace it because it's an O-ring. A little hair in there. The cat. Make sure there's no fingerprints on the edge of the lens of the GoPro, because that would just suck. It looks mint. So I do know that the LED is right there. Okay, so it goes exactly like this. The microphone's here. There's your holes for the microphone. A little bit of dirt right there. Just like that. So real careful, you just take it. It doesn't fit. It says Hero 5 session. I get it. That was part of the lens or something, or maybe I broke. Okay, that was something wrong. All right, there's another gasket that was right there by the LED. So the LED is actually flat right here. That other clear piece goes to the lens of the other kit. Okay. What is going on over there? Take one of this lid and put these old screws in it. So when you're done, you should have all this stuff still in there. And the little LED thing, remember that goes out with the old lens cover. Look at this instruction kit. Isn't this silly? Like, how are you going to read your instructions like this? This is pain. It's like a fortune cookie. They do us wrong with the directions. These screws are so tiny. Looks like they already have the blue Loctite on the screws. Alright, so I do know this, that whenever you have a seal on something, you need to do what they call a star pattern for torquing down what you're doing. In the Navy, they made us do you had to touch each screw 3 times, and you had to go opposite placement from where, from the one that you're doing. So you'll, like this one I did here, I'll do there, then I'll go here and then there. You know what I mean? You're going to keep going in a star, but in the end, you don't want to go tight. You want to evenly bring it down. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to crack this. So that's why I'm blabbing about this. I always do it, so I don't think that's what it was, but. There we go. Now I've got one in each side, and again, I'm just making them just where they stop, going spinning after loosely spinning the screwdriver. I don't want to drive down one side too far. It's got to go down even. One more. Sure is quiet over there on the charger. Alright, got the charger running again. Alright, so I'm going to start here. I'll put my finger where I'm starting. Hope you guys can see this. I'm going to start here, then I'm going to go to this one, and I'm just going to give it little 8 turns. Then I'm going to go to this one. Then I'm going to go to this one. Nope, that one was kind of loose. Now I'm going to go to this one. Oh wait, it should be here. Yep. And I'm going to go to here. And here. So I've done every screw twice now. I need to do them one more time. Alright, and it's going to be real, and I'm going to start here again. Then I'm going to go to this one. Then this one. Then this one. That one. That one. That one. That's 4. And I'm just going to double check each one in a row now. I'm not going to, try to turn it at all. Just make sure they're kind of snug. Not tight, just barely snug. That's the cat that's knocking that down. Alright, so there we go. Got a fresh new GoPro lens, guys. Sweet. So that's done. That was a bad throw. This is another backup kit here. I'm not going to put a protector on it yet. It's got like a little scratch thing, clear plastic thing on it now. I've seen it when I put it on there. The other one didn't come with that. All right, awesome saucing. There's the motors. All right. All right, what do we want to do? Okay, we need to do Dennis's plane. All right. Need to glue that on there too. What do we have here in said little package? All right. I love these cameras. I don't know if you guys have had the chance to try these turbo cameras from CADX. These things are awesome sauce. Got the wood grain for Dennis here. He doesn't get to pick what he gets. I pick what he gets. So, look at the lens, the turbo lens, turbo eye lens. That thing is huge. The lens is absolutely crystal clear. I don't know if my HD camera is going to pick up on it for its true gratitude here, but yep, we're going to put that. That needs to get in stock. Oh, hey guys, check this out. Donnie made this for me. If you guys don't know Donnie Nevins, he flies with us. He made me a gimbal guard for FR Sky. Believe it or not, he made it with my printer. I kind of, in a crazy deal a little while back, I traded in my 3D printer, and now he makes stuff for me. But yeah. Alright, we got the Mach 3. So obviously, I've been over at Race Day Quads buying stuff too. Reason being, as you guys can see there, here, whoop, it is a 1 watt maximum output video power. Pretty cool. And it's the solder, direct solder on tabs. You know, I love that about this thing. And it's got a little surge protector in there. See, at 150A? Yeah, baby. That keeps that backwards power from hitting you. Has all the channels that we're supposed to have. Notice supposed to have. And duplicates removed. Pretty good deal. So, we're going to take this baby. We're going to find out where we're going to put it. Sometimes, I know in my Nano Goblin, I just kind of, I've had a lot of Nano Goblins. I've torn them up. But I used to hang it from the lid at first. And then that way that the antenna's resistance was in the dead center of the plane, so you didn't have an awkward adjustment. Anyway, it didn't seem to matter. So we can kind of do it like this. And then let the battery, when you go, you set it, I usually set it on there, puts on the battery. Or, that's where I need to connect with my antenna. Another thing that we're going to do, we are going to get the thrust mod for that VTX. And I do this especially when I know I'm going to leave everything inside the plane, you know, per se. It's not going to, like the VTX isn't going to be outside getting direct air. It's exactly right, no natural ventilation. So we are going to put heat sinks. Bam! And believe it or not, I get these from AKK, actually. You can get these on Amazon at AKK. They're made for the back of a VTX. If you notice where the processor is, where you at? Where it all goes together there. So you got to peel the sticker and everything. But that's where all your heat generates, is right up in here. And okay, for a really long, it's a really long story for my whole presumption, but I actually think that you get a higher dB gain with this on the back of it than what you do than without it for some reason. So, I've got another beacon battery. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how I do this, and the reason why I'm saying I think it does better is my Nano Goblins video that everybody thinks it's the best shit in the world. The secret behind that is it has an AKK 600 milliwatt VTX. It costs $7 on Amazon, and I did the full heat sink, and I seal it with silicone around where the antenna bases and everything are, so that I feel that the better insulation that you have, the better sensitivity that you get from your antenna. And I tell you what, people seem to notice what I'm doing when I'm doing these like this. I'm not doing anything to the software. I'm not no genius or anything like that of some extent. I'm just, you know, trying to make them more durable. I'm actually getting better performance. I can zoom this in here too, guys, if you want. Let me mess with this for a second. Zoom. It's done zooming. It doesn't want to zoom. I'm already max zoomed. Hey. Excuse me, Jinx. You've already torn down the pictures. You already tore up my targets, buddy. Now, and now that Jinx is done crashing the party here, you guys can see this. I'm going to cut the plastic and I'm going to get that sticker off, but I want to leave the rest of this heat shrink around this so that it keeps everything safe and sealed. So with my X-Acto knife, I'm just cutting an exact square out of it. Again, I've done this to probably 20 or 30. All my VTXs get this mod. Some people may think it's a waste of money, think it's a waste of time, but it works for me. Okay, I've got the square out. Little chunk right here. Now I need to get that sticker. It'd be nice if they didn't actually put the sticker on here, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Because I still got to take alcohol and get that residue off. Because I'm going to put Arctic Silver on there to make sure that the transfer is good to the heatsink. Okay, actually that come off really good, nice and clean. I might not have to. More trash. Now I'm going to take the Arctic Silver. Okay guys, this is Arctic Silver. What this is on like your on your video on your PC processors, anything that has a heat sink and is a processor, electronics, wherever involved, where you need to dissipate heat. This paste, and you don't want it on your fingers. It's like super pigment paint almost. It's crazy how hard it is to get it off. But yeah, so anyways, pretty much it bonds the two metals together so that you can evenly distribute and have a good bond of heat transfer coming through your components. So the radiation just goes completely through component to component. Now I usually take a zip ties to lock this in place. I've been doing this for a while. The zip ties don't come off. It never just, it just works. It may look weird, but again, I do this for performance, and then some you know, depending on our builds, you know, there's no airflow, but you don't want to crush your stuff here. And then you want to stay away from the button. There we go. Cut that bad boy off. Now, then that stays on there. And you push it up in here. And it's your MMCX connector for your antenna. One thing that I do, guys, that I really, really recommend, for whatever antenna you got, whatever you're doing, I know sometimes I get to working on something and I got to go test something, and whatever, a motor or setting the binding a transmitter and a receiver or something like that, and I forget that I don't, you know, I end up powering up and you forget that you don't have an antenna on. So instead of blowing up VTXs because you don't have an antenna and killing it with SWR, I just, whenever I mount a VTX, it immediately, even if it's a pain in the butt to set around, it gets an antenna. Alright, so put the knife kit away. We're going to use those wires on this when we take it over there. So we'll put those wires there after we get the camera in. So here's our camera. Now these guys were telling me that the holes don't work for a micro camera in here. So, yeah, I think it works pretty good. It needs sunk in a little bit. Let's get the knife kit back up. So if you got the foam, you take your camera that you want to, what I'm going to do is I need to recess, because this is a micro cam, kind of, I need to recess this into the foam so that if you look right here, there's a big, that valley there, that is actually going to, they're right, that it's going to get it into the middle of their view. So, but anyways, the easiest way that I've found that you do this stuff, you put your camera in there, put your thumbs on the screws, then push in just slightly and hold it for a second. When you let go, the imprint is in there where I've got it. You see it right here? The imprint is there ready for me to cut it out, so my trace is already there. So I'm just going to cut that imprint out a little bit. I'm going to drop it probably 1/4 inch, and then that should get that lens. It'd be pretty cool if we get it just right, because then the lens, that big nice lens, will be protected inside the foam, and yet it won't obstruct the view of the lens either. Another thing to think about when you're doing this stuff, the clarity of these cameras and everything that's going on, a lot of it is based upon the light coming into the lens. So when we put these inside of our black foamed planes, we're darkening the image, where the backlight and everything is kind of, you know, it's not the most ideal, but you can usually, if you want to spend the time on a ready to fly kit to actually You can get better video and stuff like this too by taking that extra time to cut something in and do it perfect. When you're flying is the wrong time to figure out, man, I wish I had done this or whatever. You've not even lost your craft. I just keep going real slow. You know, there's no reason to speed up the process. Oh, this isn't my needle nose. This isn't fun. Look at that. Ray State Quad's got a sticker stuck to me. Tyler Slick. Alright, so I bet you that even, you know, the first try, that extra 3 minutes, that camera drops in there perfect. Just saying. And it'll make a difference. It makes it all better. Boom. Look at that. Just barely is the lens inside the edge of the phone. What are you doing, buddy? You want to be on the show? So there you go. Now we need a wire pack. Oh, wow. CADX gives you a nice little kit. And an Allen wrench for some reason. Must be their base screws. It comes with the metal base. Here's their touchpad. It's actually got a little circle button in it. Excuse you. Stop. 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 And we're plugged in there. Get back. What are you doing? What are you doing, big guy? Say hi. But yeah, there's the base. It always comes with all these cameras. I'm going to move me over here to the other side because I think... Hey, you're knocking all my stuff over. Okay. Now it's easier for me to hold stuff up. Boom. Alright, so I don't need that. So this needs to put away with all the other stuff. Alright, so with that way. Alright, now looks like Tyler even made these guys tin the actual leads, the pads where you need to solder these camera wires to. And okay, excuse you. Let me go. Let me go. Alright, so you want to cut off the connector here because we can't use that. Strip those, the red, the black, and the yellow. Then we're going to take this over to the machine, and we are going to solder these puppies together. Make sure we got room. Okay, so you want enough room so that Mr. Dennis can still open up his kit, do his battery. Plenty. You can do whatever he wants here. So the length is perfect. So we are going to go do the video and the power for the camera. Solder that on over here at the workstation. So, I will be right back. I'm tinning the wires first, so all I have to do is just press them onto the circuit board. Sorry guys, I don't have the camera setup system to bring you over here for the soldering. I'll do that another day. So I'm going to put a little bit of daub of my solder on the tip, lay my wires on top of where they need to go, and then let the molten match each other. Some people think I seem to do okay soldering. Figure it's soldering. That's it. Alright. Oh, I got a hair. I didn't see that hair. Here's the solder joints. They're perfect, I think, in my opinion. Good looking stuff. Alright, now all I gotta do now is find out what happened to that bundle of wire. Here they are. Oh, that's that. There they are. So, I need to find a female one of these buggers. Or a male one of those. Then he can plug it in. See if I got a JST, I'll be right back. Alright, I got what we need. So we need to go make 2 more soldering joints. And I will be right back. Solder these powers on there. We give him a disconnect so that he can actually power up without having the video on. I always use heat shrink, guys. Always. Sorry about the batteries, I'll get it in a second. We charge a lot of batteries. So it takes almost all day to get them all done, right? Drop the heat shrink in. Under there, put a little dab on there so you can seize it. A little touch. And the other one. My cord's a little short on my iron with this setup. Be back in 1 second, guys. That's it. So, back to Dennis' plan. I am all done over there. Alrighty. So he's gonna have to tune up his video the way that he wants it. And he needs a little jumper, to plug in there. Oh, that's for the cadex. Alright, we got boards. Alright, so that's it. Always leave the lens cover on when I do work for other people. That way I don't get smudges and stuff when they get a brand new lens. There you go. He can drop his battery in. He can do all of his shebang. I need to get the hot glue gun out. Alright. Wait for that hot glue gun to warm up. Let me change these batteries. Alright, we're back hooked up over there. Put this stuff up. Alright, hot glue gun should be ready. I'm going to plug in the camera so it doesn't move. And I'm also going to make sure that bugger doesn't come out again. Yep, we got glue. I'm just going to do the corners so you can get it off. Then I do the connector. Keeps the connector from pulling out. Stick it back in the hole, pull all that slack back out. And there you have it. He is now ready to fly. That won't be the antenna he uses. He's probably going to end up using the little Axie 2 or whatever it is now. Little low profile little bugger. But there you go. That is the mini Recruit, everyone. Ready to rock. That's how we roll. Alright, I'm going to take a break real quick. I got to go to the bathroom and get a drink. So I'll be right back. Watch this video. Just realized the mic was off. I'll be right back again.